Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the makeup book tag. I was perusing through Facebook when I stumbled upon this tag. I think it started happening years ago, and by, I want to say her name is Sarah. I'll tag her channel down below so you can look at the original tag. I do think some people, when I was going through, added another question that involves contour, and I'm not sure if that's in the original or not. I don't remember. But so this video might be kind of long. Let's get started. I've never done my makeup in front of the camera or for other people to look at. I'm not a makeup artist in any way, shape, or form. I've never taken makeup classes. Most of my instruction comes from my cousin, who is a makeup artist and who has helped me learn some things. Most of the time I do what I like, and I do what I like to see on my face, what I like to do, so this is how I do my makeup. So let's get started. I've got my questions here. Well, first, my lips are kind of chapped, so I use the Sugar Advanced Therapy Lip Treatment. I get really chapped lips, and this is like the best thing that I have found for my chapped lips. It really helps, and I don't have to use chapstick as often, so yeah. Also to mention, you should always start off with a clean face and washed hands because you're gonna be touching your face a lot, so that's just a hygiene tip. So first off, the first question is primer, and it's pick a book that left a lasting impression. So I picked Shonda Rhimes' Year of Yes. For Shonda Rhimes' Year of Yes, I picked this one because I read it early on in the year. I think, you know, somewhere near the new year when it was about time to be making New Year's resolutions. Oh, and I use Smashbox Photo Finish Blemish Control, kind of like acne treatment primer. I still get breakouts sometimes, not as often anymore, but I really like Smashbox primers in general, so even their non-acne ones are good. But I chose Shonda Rhimes' Year of Yes because it is a very inspirational book, and it's actually probably one of the reasons that got me back into doing BookTube after stopping for so many years, was because it kind of reminded me to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend reading it because it, I think it's also the first book that I tried to annotate. Sorry, I'm like out of this. I need to get more. That I tried to annotate so that way I could remember some of the important things. See, it's not like a pretty flag system, but you know, some of my favorite quotes and moments and lessons came from here. Just like this one, you know, saying yes is courage, saying yes is the sun, saying yes is life. So I highly recommend this book. I'd recommend this book to anybody at any time. It doesn't matter that Grey's Anatomy is also my favorite TV show ever, so read this. Secondly, second up is foundation, but I do concealer under my eyes first. So we're gonna do concealer first. And concealer is pick a character you wish you could get rid of. So I chose Tamlin from A Court of Thorns and Roses, just because I hate him. He's some words I'm not gonna say on the internet, but I just hate his character in general, and I wish that he would go away. Like, he's just so bad for Feyre. You know, he's like the classic abuser, emotional abuser, and so that is why I hate him. So I'm using Lancome's concealer stick, and then I'm blending it with my beauty blender. For this part, I just do it under my eyes, because I'll go back and contour and stuff after I put on my foundation. I got my mirror in front of me, so like I said, I'm not a professional makeup artist. I just like doing makeup, and my headband looks pretty cute too, I think. It helps to keep my hair back. So that's why I hate Tamlin. I hate him. But so next is foundation. Foundation is pick your favorite first book in a series. So it's kind of a series, it's kind of not. It's just kind of like an ongoing set of books. But I picked The Templar Legacy by Steve Barry. I absolutely love Steve Barry books. They are kind of like historical fiction. It's about Cotton Malone, who is like an ex-agent who manages to find himself in some sort of crisis or trouble in some place that leads him to go to another country dealing with some sort of historical event. So this one has to do with the Templars and the Holy Grail. And I really like it. You know, there's one that makes him go to China, and where he goes and does something with terracotta warriors. There's one that has him go to France and other places, deal with Napoleon. There's a lot. I'm actually really behind, and I didn't realize that until I was looking up to see which one was the first book, so I'm really excited about it. But for my foundation, I use Studio Fix by MAC, NC45. Sometimes I use Tarte, which I really love Tarte products too. Sometimes I use Tarte because it's full coverage, and also because it has SPF 15 in it, and it's great. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to use Studio Fix, which is a classic for me. You know, I can throw this on any day, every day, all the time. When I'm doing what I call my 5-minute makeup, which does not involve contour, concealer, highlighter, mascara. It doesn't involve any of that. I can easily throw this on. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get under the neck. But I would check out Cotton Malone series, especially if you're looking for a little bit of adventure. There's action. It's definitely more realistic than, you know, anything else. So yeah. So that's my foundation. Next up is powder. So I don't really use powder per se, like a translucent setting powder or anything like that, mainly because, you know, I guess I should get one. I really want the Tarte Tarte translucent powder, so I might get that soon, but I don't really just use powder to set my face because I already put powder on as my foundation, so I don't know. But I picked it. The question is, pick your favorite last book in a series. I picked City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. I really liked it. I read it so long ago, I don't really remember much about it, but I remember I enjoyed it. I looked up my old review for it, and I had said, you know, like, of course we all know it ends with the Shadowhunters fighting other Shadowhunters, Sebastian changing everybody, Clary and Jace have to go save the world, and yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. I really liked it. You know, it brought in both the Infernal Devices and the Mortal Instruments series. It kind of brought the two together a little bit. If you've read both, because I think I had to read City of Heavenly Fire later after I read the Mortal Instruments, just because it hadn't come out yet. So that's just kind of how it ended up being read. So I'm gonna do this in the order that I do my makeup. So next would be highlight and contour. So I do these almost as one step depending on my mood. Sometimes it's 2 steps. But for highlighter, it was pick a book that brightened your day. So I picked When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. It was such an adorable book, and I really enjoyed it, and the whole entire time I was reading it, I'm pretty sure I was smiling. And so for my highlight and contour, sometimes I use Black Up contouring stick, which I really do like. It allows me to easily do it in 2 steps. But other times I just got this Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, the contour kit, and I got it in medium to tan. So I have been playing with that and trying that out. So I'm gonna try that out for you today, just because I don't feel like dealing with my beauty blender. So yeah, so for highlight, When Dimple Met Rishi. If you haven't read it, definitely read it. I read it for Booktubeathon 2017, and it was just adorable. You know, it also deals with the pressures of, you know, being a part of a certain culture, you know, in this case the Indian culture, and wanting to be something different, as well as those who are striving to be more traditional as well, and how those cultures clash. And so that I kind of like this because it's so light, versus when I wear my contour stick, it's a little bit heavier, and so you can like really see the highlight and contour. So it really depends what I'm going for. I've got things I need to do today, and plus I'm going to work this evening, and I don't really typically wear makeup to work at all, because if you're worried about my makeup on an ambulance, you didn't need to be calling me. So I don't really wear makeup to work. But so this one is lighter, and so that's why I'm playing with it. Next up was contour. Pick a book that could do with some slimming down. I had a hard time picking this book. I know some people picked A Court of Wings and Ruin, and because that book is really long, and there are definitely some parts that need to be cut down. In terms of length, I'd probably just go with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I mean, I love this book, do not get me wrong, like I really do love this book, and so I don't really need it to be cut down. I just remember it being really, really long, and so I wanted it cut down because I wanted it to be not over, but I wanted to get to the end so that I can figure out what happened. And also, never ever read that epilogue, it just makes you super sad. So let's see. It's hard for me to see with my mirror all the way down here, so my makeup probably looks really crappy because it's hard for me to see all of it right now. Sorry. You can see I've got my Vice palette out for my mirror because it's a large mirror, and so that is contour and highlight all together. What I want to do next is, I guess I can do, for the sake of this video, I'm going to do more highlight instead of like concealer type thing. So I've got Ben Nye banana powder, which is the best thing ever, and if you don't have it, you should get it because it's super cheap and it'll last you for forever. So I'm just going to add this on real quick. Since I'm doing a full face of makeup, might as well do that too. Do that, let it sit, and go from there. So next up, I normally do my eyeliner while that's sitting, or baking as a coined a term for it. So I said pick a dark and mysterious book. I picked the House of Night series. I read House of Night series when I was in high school, but it deals with vampires and a dark threat coming to the world, and it also has some elements of Native American ideals in it as well. But I remember I really, really enjoyed it. The series is super long and they're all out. So if you're looking for a series to always have in your back pocket, House of Night is out. There's like 10 or 11 books. So you will have plenty of books to read if that is what you wish to do. I dropped my cap somewhere. Oh, there it is. So that's eyeliner. Oh, and I use Too Faced waterproof eyeliner because I use eyeliner most often when I do makeup, and being outside a lot, I don't want it to sweat off of me, or I also don't want it to, when I get stuck in the rain, don't want it to come off of me either. So I'm gonna let that on my face long enough, and so now we're just going to flick that around. So yeah, highlighted. I think. Sorry, this just bothers me. So eyebrows. Eyebrows are up next. A book that you think everyone should read. I picked The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. It's a widely popular book, but I think everybody should read it. It deals with police brutality, systematic racism. It deals with a lot of topics that are definitely prevalent today and are some that need to be discussed. I did a review on it because I absolutely loved it, so I will link that up top as well. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the Dior eyebrow pencil. I don't always do my eyebrows. I think I do them for videos just because it looks better when I do a full face of makeup, but honestly I don't really just do them every day. I don't get them plucked, I don't get them waxed, I don't get them threaded or anything like that, so I don't really just do my eyebrows. I'm not very good at them. So, say hi to my dog. He's been being a very good boy today when it comes to videoing. He's been very good. So, alright, I like to get him a certain way. So that's eyebrows. So I know on my blog I've got a review up for every single one of the House of Night series, so I would definitely go check that out. So next up I am going to do mascara. Mascara is pick a long book. I think I already talked about this with contour. You know, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is a seriously long book, and it's really long. It's really long. Really good, but really long. I use Tarte Splashes. It's waterproof. I really like it. I don't wear mascara every day either. Just because I don't. As you can see, I put on my mascara before I put on my eyeshadow. Because of that reason right there in the corner of my eye, I've got mascara on my eyelid. Mascara. And next are eyeshadows. Pick a book that was your favorite pick a book that has your favorite color on the cover. So my favorite color is purple. I know you see a lot of teal and green on my pictures and stuff, but my favorite color is actually purple. So that led me to get Shauna Brown White's Don't Be a Wife to a Boyfriend. Now I haven't read this one yet. I just got it at the Atlanta Kickback. So I haven't read it yet, but it made me want to pick it up because it was purple. So I'm really excited about it. For my eyeshadow, I have cult favorite, I have like my absolute favorite. I've been using it since high school, and I actually made my own palette at MAC with it. So I made this palette. You can, like, if you go to a MAC store, you can buy, you know, like a set number, either 4, 6, something bigger. But these are my favorite eyeshadows. This one, as you can see, is my absolute favorite eyeshadow. It's Amber Lights, and I have been using it for forever, and this is my favorite travel palette. Honestly, I could travel with just these 4 colors, even though I never do. I could travel with just these 4 colors and be perfectly content and have everything that I need. And it never lets me down. It never lets me down. So, you know, it's time for a new one, honestly. I am out of it like 3 times over because I've got the individual pods, you know, that you get from MAC as well that I normally use at home, but those are all out. But you know, MAC has a recycling program, so if you if you use up 6 of the things that have like metal or tin in the bottom, then you can get a free lipstick or a free eyeshadow. And so I accidentally broke my my foundation the other day, so luckily I had a new one since I was just about out of it, which is how I ended up breaking it. So luckily I had a new one, which gave me an option, which helped me out. Used these 3 colors, Amber Lights, I want to say Bronzing, and I always forget what the gold one is, if it's Golding or Gold Mine or something like that. There's like 2 that all start with gold. That start with gold. So I use those. Sometimes I use Coppering. I really like Coppering a lot too. It's reddish. But next up is blush. Blush was pick a book that had some cringe-worthy romance. So well first, oh shit, don't break this one too. So first I use MAC Ambering Rose for my blush. I use this one all the time. It's definitely part of my 5-minute makeup plan. So my 5-minute makeup plan is just about all MAC. This, and last but not least, eyeliner. That's it. That's all I do. It takes me 3 seconds because I do the same thing every time. But anyway, so I picked a quart of Mist and Fury and a quart of Wings and Ruin. And so I picked these because, I mean, I'm 25, so sex isn't, you know, something that I'm really cringing about. I'm cringing at the fact that it's a young adult book, and there are some pretty good sex scenes in there, you know, like just some pretty detailed sex scenes. And if you've read, you know, honestly, Sarah J. Maas uses the same adjectives for just about anything else except for her sex scenes. Like, she can find so many descriptive words for her sex scenes. But when it comes to explaining how Farrah's a painter, she uses the same words all the time. I mean, and then if you notice, everything she writes in threes. You know, he was broad and tall and golden skinned. Like, she does things in threes, and once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. But I probably noticed it the most listening to Audible. That's probably when I noticed it the most. But yeah, but I would pick those two because it's a young adult book, so like 14-year-olds are reading it, you know. And like, I mean, I know sex is nothing new to 14-year-olds these days, but still, like, out of all the descriptive moments she has in this book, her sex scenes are the most descriptive, in my opinion. Lipstick. So last but not least, I've done everything but lipstick. Now, I love lipstick. I own a lot of it. Like, all of this is lipstick, and honestly, I don't think this is all the lipstick I have because it's kind of scattered throughout purses. But I love lipstick. So your favorite book kiss. This was really hard because I don't really like catalog my book kisses. So I just wanted to pick a book that I hadn't talked about on here. So I just had to go through my Kindle to find a new book, because not to find a new book, but to find one I already read. So I picked Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I had to write it down. When Mare kisses Cal after dancing, and this is before she knows that Maven's actually using her. Sorry if you haven't read it, that's kind of a spoiler. When Maven's actually using her, and where she really understands her feelings and what her role is in the universe that is Red Queen. But today, I couldn't find my top favorite, even though I got a brand new one. I didn't want to open it yet. I couldn't find my top favorite, which is actually a Sephora Luster Matte in Mulberry. That's my favorite. So we're gonna go with my second favorite, and also my usual, is Rebel by MAC. It is gorgeous. I love it. I use it all the time. Literally, it's a year-round color for me. I don't care if people tell me it's too dark for summer. It's a year-round color for me. So but yeah, so that kiss when they were dancing, like, they didn't even know how the worlds were gonna change soon when they had that kiss. So that was a pretty monumental moment, in my opinion. So yeah. But that is how I do my makeup. That's how I do my makeup most days for this channel. Some days, if I'm feeling fancy, or if Eric and I are going out, or if I'm going out someplace nice, I'll do that full face, maybe change up the product or the color or the eyeshadow a little bit, but I'll do that basic full face. And I think I'm gonna change out my Busy Band for a purple one to go with my purple lipstick. So let's change that out. aren't you? Yeah, I think that one matches better. What do you think? But like I said, that's how I do my makeup, and those are some books that I like. I've been watching other people's, and I've come across some really good books and some really good ideas. So make sure you just search the makeup book tag. I'm really happy that makeup and books are able to come together in a book tag like this. I actually really enjoy book tags because it makes you think about other things and compare them to things you wouldn't normally compare them to. But that's all I've got for you today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I think I'm gonna be doing a makeup haul soon, so make sure you subscribe to my channel down below, and like this video, follow me on social media, do all the things, basically just do all the things. And until next time, keep turning the pages.